Welcome to another in the series, Sip and Chat, a place where we talk about the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. It's our pleasure this afternoon to be coming into your homes and to be talking about the goodness of the Lord. Welcome to another in the series, Sip and Chat, a place where we discuss issues that affect you, our society, and ultimately our future. We're all here for a purpose, part of the grand design. That's why we're here. And we all must find our place to make sure at the end, when we reflect, we can surely say, I came, I saw, and I conquered. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to be joining your homes another time for Sip and Chat. And I hope we already have what's our beverage, whether it be hot or cold. I have with me this afternoon one of my regular co-hosts. We have been in this partnership together as we seek to contribute positively to the society. Her name is Ellecia Clarke-Edwards, a very, very dynamic, powerful woman of God, entrepreneur, one who is just so gifted to society. And today we're here to talk about something that's also very important as we examine ourselves as individuals. This whole matter of networking, a very, very interesting topic indeed, Elisa, and I want to welcome you. It's always a pleasure to have you on the set, because you're just so informed. You don't have to, we're not trying to make up a story.
Right.
And I think that's what makes the interaction so special because you have the content and you have lived the experience. And so as we come to share with our viewers, it is just such a pleasure to be able to have the discussion. So welcome again, Elisa.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Always a pleasure.
Thanks. All right. So a lot of times we hear about this whole concept of networking,
Yes.
kind of sounding cheesy to some people.
Yes.
Because some people feel very awkward in being able to interact with persons. And so today what we're going to be doing is examining, in management we call it, we're going to deep dive
Yes.
into what exactly is networking and what are the benefits of networking. And we're going to be looking into this very interesting seminar, networking seminar that's coming up. We're going to be joined by one of your other colleagues this afternoon. But tell us, what exactly is networking? Because we hear it so many times, networking, especially these days, like a buzzword.
Yes. It is a buzzword, and it's a very important word because we need each other.
Right.
Networking is really the process of interacting with different persons, whether it be some social space or professional space. We all have different areas of our lives, and networking is going to be the key to many doors of opportunities. I remember when I just started my business, Dr. Tomlinson, and I am the type of person that was more reserved. But over time, I started to understand the significance of networking because sometimes it's about who you know and how that person is able to connect you with another person that is able to open some door of opportunity for you.
Excellent. So one of the things I remember, this is the phrase that says, your networking is your net worth.
Yes.
And that is so important. And this is not just for professionals, it's for students as well. It's for young men, it is for young ladies, it's just for people in general. And I can remember, somebody would say, show me your company,
Yes,
and I'll tell you who you are.
such a popular
So
statement.
when we form relationships for a symbiotic reason, for persons for mutual benefit, not for a parasitic relationship.
Right.
Where somebody is just sapping you dry, or you're sapping somebody dry. But we form relationships to become the better me, and in that process as well, for the person to become the better them. So networking, as you said, right, for Elisa, is about building strong, healthy relationships, right? And so let us look now at what are some of the process of forming this network. I'm sitting as person probably at home and say, I've always heard about this. I mean, what do you do when you're thinking about forming a network of people? What is it that's going to be that guide to say, okay, this is who I want to link up with.
Right.
This is kind of grouping I want to join. What are some of the things that you look for for example, just generally, and then we do professional. We can get into
Right.
professional.
So one of the things that we have to do when we think about networking is that we have to put ourselves out there. We have to be able to say, okay, I am Ellecia. This is what I do. This is the type of business that I'm about. If you need my help in this area, this is how you can contact me. And I think that's one of the fear that a lot of persons have. They have a fear of putting themselves out there.
So number one, what we're hearing is that if you're thinking about networking, one of the first things that you have to do is be able to present yourself.
Yes.
And that's going to be very interesting as we get into the discussion, because as you rightfully said, Elisa, a lot of persons don't want to go there because they're not confident.
Yes.
But what we have learned is that if I have skills and talents, right, but I'm not confident, by networking with you, who is probably more confident than I am, then you can help me along my path to becoming more confident.
And it really speaks to the type of mindset that we have. Do you have a fixed mindset, or do you have a growth mindset? Do you look at situations that happen in your life as an opportunity to grow? Or are you going to be intimidated by the person who appears to be more confident than you are? Because can you imagine walking into a social setting or into any professional situation, and you are in a room with a group of probably really exuberant salespersons who are extremely confident? If you're not approaching it from a growth mindset, you will go find a corner and sit in. Because you're thinking, boy, I'm just so intimidated by all these people that are here. And so confidence plays a very important key in putting yourself out there.
Okay, so we're here. Step one, you're thinking about networking, which we say is a powerful tool that can be used to basically unleash a bundle of potential. Persons have goals, but they might not have everything together just now. But we're saying that through the power of networking, it is amazing how you can be propelled along your path. So one of the first things that you have to do is say, okay, I would like to become more in my profession. And so what we would probably do is find people of like minds.
Correct.
But we said step two, you have to put yourself out there. So you identify the group, you put yourself out there. What else do you need to do?
You have to identify your why. And I find that to be so very important. Why is it that I'm really doing this? So for me, as an individual, I have already discerned through the voice of the Holy Spirit that I am called to develop women. And so whenever I do anything that is empowerment related or personal development related, I always link it back to that purpose, because I know there is something, God has impregnated me with something to give back to women. And so you have to know the reason why. If you're going to a networking event with professionals, for example, what is it that you really want to achieve from this event? Why are you going there? Right? So that is very, very important. Always be aligned with your why.
Very important. And importantly, we must take from this discussion as well that as we begin to network, right, we must understand that we're trying to build our network. So first, we have to identify the strategic place that we want to be. How do we see ourselves 10 years from now? And then we're going to mount those ladders from which we rise step by step by step. So we have to go to these events, right? Now, sometimes as Christians, we might say to ourselves, oh, I would never do this and I would never do that. But sometimes you can go to a place and you can still maintain your individuality as you network. You understand? Because you have a bigger goal, and as you said, you are aware of who you are. So you might go into a group of, say, professional lawyers or doctors or young entrepreneurs. You have this idea in your head, and you can go there. And by networking with that team, you can glean so much that you can bring back the idea to your own assembly or wherever it is and build other people. And I think so many times when we think about interacting as believers, people always come in from among them and be separated. And there's context for that as well. But there are some things when we're in the world, and sometimes being the salt of the earth, we have and being able to get others salted, so to speak. We have to go there.
We have to interact. We have to interact. And one of the things that I normally talk about a lot among my peers and my family is that you have to seek ways to develop yourself as
Mm-hmm.
an individual. I've always maintained that I must be growing as a person year over year. And so, I can remember when I was in high school, I was the shyest person in the world. I was,
We would never believe that
I
today.
no, I am telling you, I remember coming or crawling out of my shell, so to speak, when I became head girl of the institution. But it would be, it's so amazing how the Lord can put us into situations, or since we're talking about networking sessions,
Mm-hmm.
where we are really required to come out of our shell.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think in this season, there's such a significant need for us to start thinking about how can I grow? I'm shy. How is it that I can come out of this state that I am
Mm-hmm.
so that I can become a better version of myself? And of course, networking is definitely one of
So
that way.
here we are today endorsing that networking can be very positive. Well, let us look at some of the benefits that we also. So we said we get like fresh ideas.
Yes.
Some
Yes.
you might have started a particular initiative, but you recognize that you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And what I recognize is that when you stay in your own little silo, you think, "What? Oh my God, I'm the only person who has ever encountered this
Yes,
roadblock.
yes.
This, like life has been unfair to me." And by you getting up out of your shell and just start going forward, you recognize that, hey, listen, a lot of persons had the same kind of block that you had.
Yes.
And by the interacting, you're able to
Learn.
understand how is it that they overcome. So what we're saying is that when you network, you get fresh ideas, you get new fuel, because sometimes you feel we popped out.
Right. New perspective.
You get a new perspective on
Yes.
just how to just blossom.
Yes, yes,
And I
yes,
think
yes.
about some types of trees. There are some types of plants, right? That because of where they're planted, say for example, a particular tree is planted and it is being overshadowed
Mhm.
by a bigger plant, so it can't get the direct sunlight
Right.
from the source. And so it wants to thrive, but it can't thrive because it is being overshadowed.
Yes.
But you'll find that if you uproot that plant,
And put it somewhere
right,
else.
and
Yeah.
you plant it somewhere else, you'll be amazed to
How
see
much it blossoms.
how much it will blossom and go beyond that, and fruits begin to
Yes.
emanate and come forth from that same tree
Yes.
that everybody said was
Yes.
blighted.
Yes.
So in networking, you're able to be able to advance because of the kind of symbiotic relationship, the idea sharing, idea generating, and the support that you get from people. So, this is just such an important discussion, Ellecia. And as I said earlier on, a discussion that needs to be had with people along different stratas of life. It could be, you could be over 50, a teenager at school, because even as I think about kids, right? So we want to make it really practical. We know that professionals do a lot of networking. So you might have young entrepreneurs, as we said before, young achievers, bloggers together, and so on, right? But even with school children, as we're entering into Child's Month, parents, you want to know, okay, so my child is good at, for example, geography and physics, right? And there's another child who is good at math and chem,
right.
Why are we separating them? Why not say, okay, then we will facilitate them coming together, and that's how groups are formed.
Exactly.
Again, that's networking, because no, what we do is that we schedule times. You share your input. I share my input when it's my time. And together we grow. So, I think if we're going to make this world a better place, we have to definitely look at the synergies that can be had from different persons. What do you bring? It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
You bring something to the table.
Right.
I bring something to the table. Another partner brings something to the table, and together we have had. Talk to me, Elisa, as you reflect on a profound moment in your life when you knew that definitely, had it not been for the skills or the learnings, or what I gleaned from a networking session, I would not have had the moment I had, the wow moment that
The
you
wow
had.
moment. I mean, there are so many, to be honest. I would want to speak about when I just opened my store, my physical store location in Olaba, Millionaire Beauty. I remember calling a girlfriend of mine And I said to her, Licia, I really am gonna need you in this season. I'm gonna need you because I want to form a board. No, she got so excited. She was like, Ellecia, you're way smarter than me. What do you mean you need me? I mean, I've seen you done so much. But I was like, I don't know everything. And sometimes we really just have to admit to ourselves that we cannot do everything. And there are some persons that are going to be talented in this area that I'm just not gifted in. And so we need to pull on our friends, our families, our associates, those persons that are close to us who will literally be able to push us in the direction of success, the direction of purpose, and open up ourselves to receiving that help. Some of us, I believe, we just lock ourselves down and we find ourselves in a little cage or in a little circle where we just think that we can manage. Right. And then we find ourselves probably just popping down, like you said earlier.
Yes, a lot of people have those breakdown moments because they didn't reach out for support.
Yeah.
So what we're advocating in this season is definitely that people need people.
People need people.
Definitely need people. I mean, I can say that I actually benefited from just, the first day I saw you, it was like, yes, based on our discussion, and how we began speaking, I knew that, wow, this is somebody that I definitely needed to be close to because I felt that there was so much. And so as we talk about networking, what we're saying is that make sure you identify the right people.
Yes.
The right
that
people.
Is so
if you
important.
don't have an interest in a particular area, or you feel that, boy, when I'm with this set of group of people, my energy is being sapped, you need to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say that.
Yeah.
If you're in a group and you know what your motive is for going to be a part of that group, you get in that space and your energy begin to feel sapped, then you need to move. But once you say, boy, I look forward to going, and there are different things like, Toastmasters and those things, even though there are clubs, there are also networking,
right,
the Kiwanis movement and so on. And as I said, there are different things in school. So we should encourage the kids as well to become part of these different groups because it is in these groups, even though we call them clubs and societies, these are also networking outlets that people can utilize to build their skills. Because I remember as a young teen over there in high school, as we reflect, that a lot of my ability to speak came out of just being a key clubber.
Right.
Just being able to articulate and interact with people, and how just to take the stage.
Right.
And you also learn that there were times when people take the stage and they're very present. It would be so wow, that even they weren't saying much, but their presence was so powerful.
Yes.
So we're going to be joined very shortly by one of your colleagues as well. Will be one of the presenters at the seminar.
Yes.
So that's why we're also talking about this whole matter of networking as well, because a very, very important seminar is coming up. And I am excited about the seminar for many, many reasons.
Yes.
Because tell us about it before I get into my reason.
Yes. Thank you. Well, so I was very excited when my friend Tanique Easy, she approached me and she said, Ellecia, I think we should, I want to do this networking session and I really wanted to be a part of it. I was like, I am ready. Count me in. What do I need to do? When do we start? Because I'm very excited about things like these. So the name of this session is called Mix and Mingle, like CEOs. And it's a virtual networking session. This is the second of the series that we'll be having. It's going to be continuous. And it's going to be on April 28th at 8 p.m. Now, this is going to be a monthly networking event. And we are calling out persons who are in small business. We're calling out persons who are, just in a professional state. You are an entrepreneur. And you really just are interested in developing yourself as an individual. And, like we said, the way in which we are able to connect with people will make a big difference in terms of our professional and personal careers.
Okay, so that's excellent. We're going to hear from Tanique, right?
Yes.
And she's going to tell us a little bit more. What are some of her expectations? What has propelled her to this level where she has gleaned so much of the benefits of being able to just interact with persons, and she would want to share with us this afternoon. So we're going to be zooming into our friend live there as she talked to us about the seminar and what to expect on the seminar.
There is a popular saying that goes, your network is your net worth, and I strongly agree with that. Hi, I'm Tanique Easy, CEO and founder of Dream Builders Global Coaching Solutions, a personal and professional development coaching and consulting business right here in Montego Bay, Jamaica. My co-host Elisa and I, we've decided that we're going to spread our wings and we're going to share our knowledge. We're going to share our hearts with others, with other small business owners, with other aspiring entrepreneurs, and with other professionals about networking and how important it is to network outside of your comfort zone. Ellecia and I, we have benefited from networking events. I know for me, in 2021, myself, along with one of my other business partners, we hosted a global summit. And we had 17 phenomenal speakers coming across that platform. And we had speakers from as far as Italy. And that was as a result of networking. So we know that networking can help to propel you. We know that networking can help to grow your business. We know that networking can help to grow you professionally as well as personally. And so that is the reason for us putting on this networking event. We are doing it now virtually, and our hope is that we will take it both virtually as well as in person. And so our vision for our networking event is to see new aspiring global leaders connect with, learn from, and be inspired by other dexterous global leaders from the various industries all over the world. And so that is our main aim for doing a networking event, to bring other like-minded people together so that we can learn from, grow from, and connect with these other persons. So again, this networking event is going to be on April 28th, 2022, and our phenomenal guest speaker in this round is going to be no other than international speaker, author, and trainer Stallion Gray. This networking event is going to be on a monthly basis. It will be held the last Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. So I want every person who is watching this broadcast to stay alert, stay on the alert, put it in your calendar, mark it in your calendars that on the last Thursday of every month, there will be a networking event hosted by Ellecia Clarke and Tanique Easy. And again, this month's networking event is going to be on April 28th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And our phenomenal guest speaker will be no other than international author, speaker, and trainer Stallion Gray. We have had one past networking event where we had Mr. Dennis Strong, CEO of Supreme Ventures, and he's also an economist, and he's well sought after. And so we know what networking can do for us, because it was as a result of networking why Mr. Chung agreed to come and support our initiative, because he saw the growth, he saw the need for something like that. We also had passing through on that previous networking event, Mr. Murphy Gregg, former Scotiabank branch manager, now CEO and founder of several small businesses in the St. Elizabeth area. And so we're inviting you to come out on April 28th, 8 p.m. Central Standard, to come and join in this networking event where you will learn from Sally and the mindset of what it takes to be a global leader, to be a boss in your own right. So we're looking forward to seeing you on April 28th for this session. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Tanique. Boy, I tell you, I know our surname is easy, but she doesn't make this thing look so easy,
Yes.
right? All right. So we're looking forward to the seminar. It's April 28th. Everybody is invited. It's Zoom.
Yes.
Boy, it is one thing that COVID has done. I mean, I know there are other meetings as well, but it has made coming together, networking so much easier. You can be in your own space and be learning so much at any given point. So we look forward to seeing you on April 28th. I'm aware that there are many barriers to networking. People are not confident, and some persons are selfish.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that if everything that you have is within you,
Nobody can take it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to share what you have so
Yeah.
that persons can benefit. The wealth of a person is not just so much what's within, it's how they're able to use that to impact other person's life.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've always said to persons is that you never want to die full. You never want to die full.
Never.
You want to die empty.
Yes.
And part of how you die empty is that as you come into knowledge, wisdom, and even wealth, you can use that to impact so many persons' lives.
Wow.
I think it was Michelle Obama, Ellecia, who said, the success of a person is not so much how much money you have, but how many persons you have impacted.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, don't allow selfishness, strife, whatever it is, to hinder you from going to your next level.
Yes.
But understand that there's truly benefit in coming together.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, Elisa, as we wrap up, just talk to us a little bit more about your own expectation as we look forward to the 28th.
Yes. So we certainly will be having our guest speaker for this particular event next week, Thursday, is Miss Sally Ann Gray. Now, Sally Ann is an international speaker, and she really speaks about mindset, the mindset behind everything. How is it that you're able to conform your mindset to ensure that you're successful in the different areas of your life? And, I just really want to say, Dr. Tomlinson, that networking is so very, very important, that we ensure that we are liaising with the right person in this season. Because the thing is, you can tell the wrong person your heart,
yes,
and that can...
Samson told Delilah.
Yes, exactly. So you want to be able to discern, ensure that you are praying, ensure that you are consulting the Holy Spirit. I just met this person. What is the purpose, Lord, of this, collaboration, of meeting this person? And, you just will know who you need to share things with.
Thank you so very much, Ellecia. Well, we look forward to the 28th. Remember this, it's not so much what you have inside, it's how you use what is inside to make the world a better place, because certainly you can. Once again, on behalf of our team here at Sip and Chat, it is always our pleasure to be in your homes. Until next time, let's continue to sip and chat.